Hello everyone, welcome to this update on Bitcoin. Today I'm gonna make a full update on Bitcoin, what am I expecting, what is my thought process, what you should be aware of, and let's make a quick scan first of all. So the way I process it is, first of all, what is the trend? Of course, obviously on 12 hour you're absolutely bullish smacking it. There's nothing bearish on the trend. Now, a few things to note, right? You're forming this type of slow grind formation, right? So you have continuous high lows and high highs, but it's on a slow grind mode, and it very much reminds me of Q4 of 2023. So if you just come back and take a look what was happening, we had this type of a slow grind, during this whole move, and then it started getting impulsive. But this is the slow grind essentially. That's it, and it reminds me of the current market structure, to be honest. My next target for Bitcoin in terms of price, in my opinion, in Q1 we're gonna see 125, 130. We're gonna see how it develops. But at the moment, the things we're working with, here we have a high volume node, here we have the EMA support. So essentially a touch of that EMA support, while we still remain above this high volume node, it's gonna be healthy. The overall invalidation of a bullish bias, in my opinion, will be coming below 90k. If you do come below 90k, first you're gonna change market strategy. Second, the context is gonna be different because you're gonna lose the momentum EMA. You're gonna be losing the high volume node. So in my personal opinion, you want price to continue to grind slowly to the upside and remaining above 90k. As long as you're above 90k, this bull market is gonna continue. Yes, that's it about this type of trend. Let's look into this one. Yeah, there's not much to speak about the VWAPs, to be honest. I'm gonna hide it for now. This is for intraday. I'm not gonna jump into that. I'm gonna move into this chart. So this is a much cleaner chart, which I do use. So at the moment I want to focus on the weekly. The current weekly candle as we stand, just to show you something. The past couple of weekly candles, so this one and this one, as you can see, they're upturst candles, right? So by theory, when you do create these upturst candles, you're about to form an impulse to whatever side they're trying to push, right? I can give you an example with Nasdaq. So let me just take a look if we can see it. Or maybe it was with ES. Let me just show quickly what I mean by this. It was very recent. Maybe it was on the monthly. Yeah, on the monthly, I think on Nasdaq. Let's see. Yeah, so you can see on the monthly, when you do create this type of uptrust candles to the upside, then you start impulsing. So trust impulse. Similar situation to Bitcoin right now, yeah. So I don't know if it's gonna be this week, next week, or the week after. You're about to form this trust to the upside. Let's take a look at why did we move down, right? So if you take a look on the 15-minute time frame, you did sweep the Monday low, right? And you did test the CME gap as well. So as long as you're maintaining above the CME gap, it's okay. A test like this is bullish, and if that's the low and we just continue to show signs of strength, this is a very bullish retest. That's my thought process about this move down. We did stop a lot of people, and you can clearly see this by the drop in the open interest. And let me just make this on a full screen. So this up here, this is essentially the premium, and a lot of people are looking at premium, but they're looking at the wrong premiums. I am monitoring futures versus spot on Binance. Yeah, so why am I doing this? Because mainly people started looking into the Coinbase premium, and it's losing the edge. I think it's losing the strength it has. This has much more strength. If you look at previously, when did we form this type of things? So essentially here we had a huge imbalance. You create a local bottom. Now you create huge imbalance, probably a local bottom. Here you did create that imbalance. Create that bottom. So statistically speaking, this has been very accurate if you look at a certain exchange, right? So at the moment on Binance, future versus spot, here we have the same thing. The price of the future is coming back into the same price as the spot at the moment, and this is giving that reset. And at the moment the spot is a bit more expensive than the future, so this is giving you that reset. And yeah, it just goes on and on and on. But coming back into this chart in terms of levels, what I want to mention is that you do have a couple of levels which are very interesting. So the first level is 97. Actually, let me take it level by level. Right. So the first and most important level, which I'm monitoring, is the previous week point of control, which is coming into the same place as. Let me just take a look. I think it was this one. Yeah. So this OT. Actually. Okay, remove the OT from the. I was looking at something else. Whatever. The previous week point of control is coming into the same level as this daily at 101. So if we do push down to 101, we can look for that long. Of course, it's not necessary we do this today. Maybe it can happen sometimes in the future, but 101.4 is definitely a level to look out for, because in this type of bullish environment, if you buy it and you have a long invalidation, it's okay. Wide invalidation perhaps, but yeah. The current weekly candle is okay, we're back above the weekly open, so perhaps maybe we bottomed as we stand. We did have a naked point of control at 105.2, which I was looking for long, but I was asleep while we touched it, so I never got into this long. At the moment I'm still sidelined from a long. I do have a long which is running from 94, I believe. Let me just take a look. Not this one, this one. Yeah, from 94.9. I do have a long from there, which I'm gonna take profit at 110, and I'm gonna wait for the next opportunity. But as long as I'm into this long, it's okay. I'm not being too pushy with entering into a new one, but the levels which I'm monitoring, 101, this naked point of control at 103, it can give a reaction if we do SFP this overnight low, but we do have that CME gap below us, so it's not necessary 100%. But at the moment, the reason we're bouncing is this OT, so it's a good level as we bounce. And right below 101 we do have a daily and a naked point of control at 100k, but below that we do have these equal lows. So essentially getting into a long trade is gonna be very, not that tough, but you have to be very selective, because in my personal opinion we just gave a nice bottom and most likely we're gonna make a new high judging by the trend. So the trend, low, high, low, high, yeah, that's the way it goes, right? So it's not necessary we go down lower, and also if we go down lower we're gonna change the weekly directional bias, because as you guys know I very like the daily and the weekly directional biases, and it's very important to remain above that. So yeah, we're gonna see how this plays out. In terms of VWAPs, if we do reclaim this weekly VWAP, we're gonna play a very similar story as the previous week. So as you can see, previous week started with a push down, reclaim it, push up. So we can do the same thing now as well. It's not necessarily 100%, but yeah, be aware of it. And yeah, that's my thought process about Bitcoin. On high term time frames, we're exceptionally bullish. I don't see a reason why we go down lower and see these lower prices. A lot of people were talking about them, but essentially in a bull market, what you do, just to give you a quick heads up, you do create these type of things where you have consolidation, breakout gap. Okay, so as prices remaining above 81k, we're exceptionally bullish, right? Why? Because this is your breakaway gap. You don't want to see this filled. If this is filled, you're canceling the bull market. And this is your second gap. Maybe, you know, maybe we fill it, maybe we don't. I think this is a bit too small to be considered a continuational gap, but yeah, you want to see three gaps: breakaway, continuation, and exhaustion. I don't know if this is gap number 2 or not, but we're gonna see how it plays out. I think it's a bit too small. It's not that significant as this one, especially if you look on the daily time frame. You can make the difference. It's not 100% that we're gonna fill it, but if we do, this means this is not the second gap. But if we don't fill it, this means this is the second gap and you look for the third one, right? And this when you enter into distribution, this is when it all ends. Keep in mind that Bitcoin has been a bull market since 2022 and it's already increased almost tenfold. Soon will be tenfold. At the moment it's just about 7x. But we're talking about intraday, and I'm not gonna jump into this type of very high time frame things. But yeah, be aware of this. That's my current thought process about Bitcoin. That's the update for today. I wish you a nice day. If you like the video and you want to ask me something, feel free to do that. I'm open for questions, anything, welcome. Thank you.